Americans are now stockpiling eggs during the coronavirus pandemic as they look and cook more meals inside their home. That's leading to a supply shortage and a spike in prices at some supermarkets. According to the most recent Nielsen data, egg sales have gone up 44% compared to this time last year. Wholesale egg prices rising 180% since the beginning of March. Walmart and other big grocers have now set limits on purchases of eggs and other high-demand products. Panic buyers depleting the supply that producers were beginning to build for Easter.
Callie Roberts runs Urban Eggers. She sells live chicks and hens and told us that ever since grocery store shelves started getting bare, her business has doubled.
I think that people are getting smart and they're wanting to have things that are readily available for them. And so, like, for instance, whenever I wake up in the morning, we have a plentiful supply of eggs. And so I think that that's what people are starting to realize. They'll know right where it comes from.
Demand has surged for live chickens right now. You can't really find them for sale anywhere. Beekeepers say they are seeing more interest, and organic gardening, that's on the rise as well, as people really want more control of their food sources.
So as we can see, it goes without saying that egg prices have gone up dramatically. I mean, in some places, we can see that egg prices have gone up 300%. So I'm going to leave a bunch of links in the description box below that you can go and you can look this up yourself and you can see what the trends are, and I'm sure there's local news you can see what the trends are in your area, but it goes without saying that the demand for eggs and the demand for chickens has gone up exponentially. And for a lot of us, we saw this coming. We saw this on the horizon. This is nothing new. We were just waiting for the catalyst that would kind of jumpstart food shortages because it was inevitable. So now that we're here, we see that prices have gone up, like I said, exponentially. We see that it is hard to keep them stocked in the grocery stores. We see that feed stores can't even keep chicks in the store. I know from personal experience, people have been emailing me, calling me, texting me whenever they see me in person wanting chicks. As you guys know, I incubate and I can't get chicks. I can't sell them fast enough. And I know that the feed stores are the same way, especially when they get shipments of hundreds, if not thousands of them, and they're sold out within an hour. So people are definitely panic buying, and people are definitely trying to get started into backyard chickens, right? And we're seeing that this is not only affecting us here nationally, United States of America, but we're seeing that there are food shortages and especially egg shortages internationally. I mean, look at this piece here that was provided to us by Israel. Israel is in a huge deficit when it comes to chicken eggs as well. They have massive shortages. So in this video, I really want to talk about, and this may come as a surprise, why you should not, 5 reasons why you should not buy chickens right now. So I'm really looking forward to putting this out for you. Take a look. So you guys know me. Those of you that are subscribed to me, or those of you that know that I'm a very straightforward, straight shooter. And in this video, I'm going to be very blunt with you guys, probably more so than I usually am. But that's just because it just needs to be said. So one of the reasons why I don't think this is the best time and market to be buying chickens is because of lack of availability. Okay, whether you are brand new to chickens and you've never owned one before, or you're somebody like myself who has had chickens for a while, who raises them and even sells them. And the reason is because of lack of availability. When you as a consumer don't have the option to be choosy or picky, you need to really step back and ask yourself, well, why is that? Because we do have runs on the stores for egg products, for chickens, and you have to really ask yourself why that is. And we know that we're in a state of crisis, a state of panic. But you wouldn't do that with anything else, right? When you go to the store, or when you go to try to purchase anything, whether that be a dog, a cat, a TV, a car, you don't just go and say, oh, well, this is the only one that's left. Okay, well, if this is the only TV that's left, I guess I'll take it. If this is the only car that's left, I guess I'll take it. If this is the only cat left or dog left, I guess I'll take it. No, you want the option to choose what you want. But in this market currently, you don't have the ability to be choosy. And I'm telling you this straight up as somebody who sells chicks. I'm selling chickens right now. And I'm telling you, I would never put myself in a position where I just go somewhere like, well, this is the only chicken left, so I guess I'll take it. No. As somebody who knows chickens very well, as somebody who has done livestock pretty much their entire life, I can tell you that you want the ability to be choosy. You want the ability to be picky. You want to be able to choose what you want for the reasons that you want. And right now you can't do that. So why would you even put yourself in that position? And I get it. A lot of people are scared. A lot of people are nervous. A lot of people think, I just got to get into this. But there are better ways to go about it. So please heed the advice of somebody who right now has the ability to totally sell out 30 chickens within an hour. If I had 30 chicks right now, I'm sold out at the moment, but if I had 30 chicks right now, I could have them gone, in an hour, no problem. So please heed that guidance. Like I said, you as the consumer, you have the right, or you should have the right, to be choosy and to be very particular on the kind of chicken that you get. So remember that you are doing this because you're wanting to feed your family, you're wanting to feed yourself, you're wanting to do what's best for your food sovereignty. So being able to be choosy, being able to be picky, gosh, that's so important because your life literally depends on it. Number 2, price gouging. Right now, with the demand, the market demand for egg products and for chickens, people are price gouging. I mean, it's not uncommon for chickens to sell for $10 a piece, if not more. I've seen them sell recently for $10 a piece. And just to put it into perspective, if this whole crisis wasn't going on, chickens at your local feed store, usually from what I see, depending on obviously the breed, they go from anywhere between $1.50 to $4. I mean, obviously things are breed dependent. Chickens are usually divided up into 2 categories. Generally speaking, your laying chickens and then your meat birds. But yeah, people are definitely price gouging. So why would you put yourself in a predicament where you have resource scarcity, right, and price gouging? I mean, why spend a premium on a chicken when chances are you're not even going to get the opportunity to be choosy and picky with said chicken? So, regardless of if you think price gouging is a good or bad thing, or if you think it's a necessary evil or not, why put yourself in that position? Why put yourself in that market? So, something to think about. Number 3, the risk of illness for yourself, your chickens, your family, your pets. This is 2020, so unless you're getting your chickens from a local farm or homestead, chances are you're buying them from a reseller that gets them from a big bird operation, a big hatchery operation. And so what essentially happens are you have thousands of eggs that are incubated and hatched out, and these thousands of birds are put in crammed spaces, and they are then distributed around the nation until they get to your local reseller feed store, which the live ones are separated from the dead ones, and they're put in these nice little metal horse troughs for you guys to look at, and they are sold to you. So with everything going on, with all the unknowns of this pandemic that's currently going on, with all the unknowns of the illnesses and the stress that these baby chickens have gone through, I don't think it's worth it, because these operations are trying to pump out as many chickens as humanly possible, and you can't do that without adding more stress to these chickens, without cramming more chickens in the confined space. And that's how this whole thing got started in the first place, from poor husbandry practices. And so the more chickens you're cramming into a small space in order to make a profit, the more likely something can go wrong. So like I said, the last thing I want to do is be traveling throughout the city trying to find a reseller or a feed store that has chickens on sale or has chickens available to where I'm going to pay a premium, and I'm not even going to be able to choose really what I want. I'm only taking what's available. So to me, this makes no sense. So put your health first, put the health of the animals first, and don't go out and put yourself in that kind of situation. Number 4, incubation. I feel that this is one of the solutions to everything we've been talking about. I don't see a reason to go out and buy chicks if you can incubate. Now, unless you're just wanting something extremely specific, a very specific breed of chick, and you can't get eggs any other way, sure, then I guess you got to do what you got to do. But for 99.9% of all people, the incubator is going to save all your chicken problems, okay? Not only are you going to get the most bang for your buck, you're going to get the highest quality, and this is the most sustainable option you have available. I've been raising chicks for a while now. I have chicks that I sell. Right now, I'm sold out. I have 60 eggs in the incubator as we speak, and they'll be hatching in a couple of days. I can tell you that the profit margin it takes to run that incubator and the learning curve is extremely low. I think it cost me around $1 at the most to for the electricity to run the incubator, and then you water the incubator once every 4 or 5 days, and I have hatch rates of 90% and higher. So I think that the incubator is a game changer, and it's going to allow you to be sustainable. It's going to be allow you to get food and produce food on a regular basis. And no, you don't necessarily need a rooster. I think a rooster is a great idea, but I understand if you guys, and trust me, the majority of the people that are panic buying and buying chickens are going to be in places where they can't have a rooster. And guess what? A lot of the chickens they bought, they have no idea what the sex of that bird is. So when they have a rooster, it's going to be a wake-up call for them. But regardless, you don't need a rooster. There are plenty of people that sell fertilized eggs. Take myself for an example. I have fertilized eggs because I eat chicken eggs, right? My incubator is full. So all the eggs that my eggs are still laying, I have to do something with them. And I tell people all the time, people that message me, I don't have chicks right now, but I have no problem selling you a dozen fertilized eggs that you can hatch yourself. It's going to be a lot cheaper. You're going to get exactly whatever it is that you're looking for. But, there are places to get fertilized eggs. My local feed store, for example, they sell fresh fertilized eggs. Well, fresh eggs, but they're fertilizer from local farms and homesteads. And so every day, farmers and homesteaders bring their eggs in, and the feed store sells them for about, I think it's $3 or $4 a dozen. And the farmers and homesteaders, they get free feed out of the deal. So farmers and homesteaders do it because, hey, I give eggs to my local feed store and I get free feed. So it's great for everybody. And the feed store obviously, marks up the price for fresh eggs and produce, and the customers are happy because people want pasture-raised chicken eggs, right? And so if you were to go and you were to buy a $4 dozen package of eggs, they're fertilized, they're fresh from that day, you could turn around and you can incubate those bad boys and go. So if you wanted to spend $20 on 60 eggs, I mean, with a 90% hatch rate or just a 50% hatch rate, you're coming out ahead. So, $20 for, 30 chickens with a very low hatch rate. I mean, like I said, that's at 50. That's extremely low turnaround. So like I said, that's a great way to get the highest quality chicks, most bang for your buck, and have the most sustainable option. So I highly encourage you guys in these times, if you are really wanting to get into chickens and you are wanting to do it right and you're wanting to be set up for success now and in the future, go to Amazon, find an incubator that works for you, purchase said incubator, and incubate some fertilized eggs and go from start to finish. It's going to give you the best appreciation, best bang for your buck, most sustainable option, and I assure you, it is worth every penny. In fact, you are going to make money out of it. So I hope that helps. All right, reason number 5, last but certainly not least, is something called excess capacity. This is a market term that's used, it's coined, and it basically means when the market is oversaturated with a certain product, it's going to drive the price of that product down. Okay, so right now we have resource scarcity with eggs, chickens, pretty much any chicken product you can think of, it seems, including feed. And so what we're going to see in the next 6 months to a year is we're going to see the market flooded with unwanted chickens. And with that is going to be a great time if you are looking to get into chickens. That would be the best time to do it. And here are a couple of reasons why this is going to happen. Because people have no idea and understanding of what chickens are. Really, I'm being honest. They have no idea what chickens are. They have no idea how chickens act. They have no idea the biology and psychology of chickens. And let me give you a great example. So you have a guy who goes and let's just say he buys, I don't know, 60 hens and 2 milk goats, like this guy that I'm showing you here in a comment that I saw. So this guy has 60 chickens, right? And his first time having chickens, he has no idea what he's doing, but he just knows, I want to be like my grandparents, go back to the farm mentality, the homestead mentality. I'm gonna have all these chickens, and in a couple months they're going to produce eggs, and I'm going to be self-reliant. Yeah, what he's failing to realize is, yes, he has 60 chickens. And depending on the breed of chicken, it could take anywhere between 6 months to 8 months before it lays its first egg. So let's say it takes 6 months. Okay, well now we're in October, if we start today, right? Now we're in October of this year. What's going on in the fall time for most chickens? They're molting, right? Wow, so when their chickens are molting, you're not going to get any eggs. So the chicken starts to molt. And then what happens right after the chicken starts molting? Well, we're already knowing daylight hours are going down. In some places it goes down, below 12 hours a day of sunlight. Some places even lower. In Alaska, it could be 10 hours or less, right? So now you have 10 hours or less, 12 hours less of light. So what happens? Chickens totally shut down egg production altogether. So the chicken that you get now, right now, the chick that you buy right now, you may not get eggs until the next season. Wow, right? A lot of people don't realize that. And so come wintertime, they have no eggs, and they're like, why am I feeding you for? And so what do? They're like, I got to get out of this. This was a horrible idea. Why did I do this? Other reasons are people have chickens. They're cute. They're small. Yeah, they're in my garage. They're inside. Okay, I got them in their brooder, container. Or I got them in their brooder box, right? Then what happens? Oh, they go ahead. They start to feather out. They get that ugly juvenile stage. They put them outside in their coop. Next thing you know it, neighbors are complaining. Cities complaining. Whatever municipalities complaining. So now you have all these angry neighbors and government officials that are telling you, hey, you can't have chickens. This goes against our city code. This goes against our CC&Rs. This goes against our covenants. This goes against our homeowners association or HOA. And so what do they have to do? They have to go out and they have to get rid of them. Another example that I see routinely, people, they get 10 chickens or they get 8 chickens, right? Or whatever. What happens? They have a few roosters in there. They don't know what to do with the roosters. They don't have the stomach to actually harvest an animal and eat it because, these are good city folks that could never do something like that. They have to go to the grocery store and buy their food, depend on the big agriculture industry. That's a topic for another time. But they don't have the ability to, what do I do with it? So they give them away for free. Routinely, you are going to see, you go on the ads, and I guarantee you, 6 months to a year, you go on Craigslist, and there will be an overabundance of people trying to get rid of their chickens and other livestock animals, but especially chickens because they have no idea what they're getting into, and they have no idea the responsibility it was going to take. They're being educated on the laws of their local municipalities. I would like to say that everybody's going to, pick themselves up by their bootstraps and do what so many communities have done and change the local ordinances and change local law. But unfortunately, with this day and age, with preparedness and preppers, they are just people that are wanting the here and now. And I say that I consider myself to be a prepper. Of course, many people like Alaska prepper would disagree, but they want immediate gratification. We live in this over-centralized media day and age where everything is on demand. I want things now. Hard work and work ethic has been totally taken out of the equation. Prepping is all the stuff I can purchase. That's what prepping is. And unfortunately, when these people get livestock animals, it causes problems. Or even people that don't even have this prepper mentality. There aren't preppers, but just the everyday average person, same thing. They get these animals. We live in this world where hard work and work ethic, isn't really a thing anymore. So there you have it. But I will give you 2 things you can do to help safeguard your food sovereignty and allow you to get exactly what you're looking for, chickens. So we know that many people are scared right now. This is, for many people, the first time they've ever had to live through something extremely hard. This is their first apocalypse, so to speak. So I understand that there's people out there that are going to watch this, and no matter what I say to you, no matter how much common sense and facts I give you, it doesn't matter. You're going to go out to the store and you're going to buy chickens anyway. But for those of you that have just a shred of rationale, let me encourage you to just look at this and think of this holistically just for a second. If you're going to get chickens anyway, I highly encourage you, go out to the store if you have to, get it online and get an incubator. This is going to give you the best chicks for the price, for the quantity, for the quality, and it's the most sustainable way to go. I understand that these are pressing times and you feel like you have to act now, but if you really, truly want to be able to produce food from your family anytime, anywhere, any day, get an incubator. And what this is going to allow you to do is it's going to give you a little bit of time too. And this time is extremely important, especially right now if you have the time, if if you're in this shelter in place, so to speak, under these guidelines, this gives you time to do your research. This gives you time to figure out pricing, because when you go to the feed store to buy your chicks, you're not just getting the chicks. You got to get the brooder, you got to get the brooding lamp, you get the feeders, the waters, the feed, the coop. There's so much you have to invest in, and going to the store and just dropping almost $1,000 for all this stuff, I don't think is the best idea. Okay, and so this 21 days allows you to do your own research. It allows you to find these DIY projects that are super easy, that show you how to build, for example, a coop, build a feeder, build a water, and build them for pennies on the dollar. Okay, this also gives you time to price. You can price feed at store to store, because different locations have different costs of things. Trust me, in my local area, within my county, there is if I want to get food, there's a feed store I'll go to. If I want to get livestock animals, I'll go to another one. If I want to get supplies, I'll go to another one. And that's just because of the quality and the pricing. Okay, because what a lot of people don't realize is feed stores generally are contracted with different companies. So you have one feed store that may be a Purina store. You have another feed store that may be a DC store. So there are different companies and stuff that are in play that would cause there to be differences in pricing. So I highly encourage you guys to take those extra days and really research. And you don't have to do this by yourself. There's people like me. There's people out there. Slightly Redneck is also another great YouTuber when it comes to birds. There are some great resources out there. Just go on Google and Google this stuff. So there's a lot of research out there. We do not want you to do this alone. We're here to help you every step of the way. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comment section below. And I will always do my best. I don't have a super huge channel, so I always do my best to make sure that I can give you some good information, or if I've done a video on it, send you that video link, because I want everybody to be truly successful. And for those of you that are willing to wait, okay, I guarantee you normalcy is coming. It may not seem like it right now with this over dramatization of the media and everything that's going on, but trust me, normalcy is going to be on the horizon. And when that happens, most people are going to go back to life just the way it was. Because you have to remember, we are not short of crises. Okay, this coronavirus is SARS-2. Okay, so meaning there was a SARS-1. So this stuff happens. Okay, and when it does, as you can see, after SARS-1, did anybody do this big back to gardening, permaculture, homesteading movement? No. And so I know there's going to be a few of you guys that are going to take this as your wake-up call, and you are going to start producing food for your family, and I'm so honored to be able to make a video for you guys. But just know normalcy is going to be on the horizon. I see it being within 6 months to a year. People are going to be wanting to get rid of their chickens in a hurry. And so this is, in my opinion, the best time, because not only are you going to be able to get the chickens for pennies on the dollar, but the equipment as well. I mean, I will be looking through my local ads for cheap equipment, because I know these state-of-the-art feeders and waters are just going to be sitting there collecting dust. and people are going to be like, you know what, I'm done, I'm out, I'm not doing this chicken thing anymore, and that gives me the opportunity to come in and get those supplies for penny on a dollar. So I can tell you, I am waiting for that. I am, waiting wholeheartedly for that time to come, so I can get some good equipment. And let me tell you, it is going to happen. So that is one less thing you have to worry about, because they have paid for that feed for that 6 months to a year. They have paid for all the equipment, and they just realize that this is not for them. And that is the best time, in my opinion, for you to go in and start your chicken experience. So I hope you guys liked the video. If you have any comments, please leave them in the comment section below. If you have any questions, leave them in the comment section below. If you agree with me, let me know. If you disagree with me, perfect. Let's have these conversations. If you don't agree with what I'm saying, or if what I'm saying is completely off base or out of touch with reality, I want to know. Let's have civil dialogue, because the only way I get better is to be challenged, and the only way you get better is to be challenged. So I hope you guys liked the video. And always, guys, always remember, long live the Republic.